Hello and welcome to Fall's Victories. This is a game that I played with a gentleman. I don't know if it was a lady or gentleman by the name of Lukanize. And let me just speed this up. Speed this game up. So of course, started off with what the usual thing is, and that is trying to get all of your worker units together and moving them along. Now I must say that I'm in the Bronze League right now. I'm the upper echelon of the Bronze League. I was in Silver, but I'm a busy person. I got a family, so I have personal things to attend to. But at one time I was in Silver, and I would like to say that I was probably one of the first people to buy StarCraft, at least the first StarCraft in its earlier days. So I was very intrigued by the first StarCraft. After looking at a Warcraft. I'm not a Warcraft person. I don't believe in doing the demon and wizard and all that kind of other mess. So when this came out, I said, wow, I wish Blizzard does a series on something science fiction. So I was very happy when the first StarCraft came out, and I was interested in getting it. And I bought it as soon as it came out. Not too long afterwards it came out. And if you remember, when the matches began on StarCraft, people used to have one end, and the other end would be parallel to one another, and you would try to bash through the person's barrier just to get to the other side. I was one of the first ones to kind of drop the Marines in with the Ghost, and then nuke on the other end. But like I said, I haven't had the time because I have family, and I've moved a few times since then. I moved from the Bronx to Manhattan, from Manhattan to Brooklyn, which I very much enjoy Brooklyn. I grew up in Manhattan, and from Brooklyn, I'm now in Staten Island, which is not such a bad borough here. So that's a little bit about me. As time goes on, probably I'll get more into myself. But let me get back into the game. So as usual, the Zerg player would like to send out a scout. Now, this wasn't a bad player at all. I would say that he was probably a very hard opponent. As you can see, this is going to be a 54-minute, 30-second game. So, I didn't want him to get up on me, so I tried to use my Marine to take him out a minute ago. And if you remember, one of the things I liked so much about, the StarCraft series is the fact that it reminds me of the old games such as Doom. That's what really intrigued me about this game. If you remember Doom, you had three opponents that you used. You used the House of Atreides, House Harkonnen, and then you had one more, and that was House Ordos. And even before then, remember the game Herzog Zebi? It's another game I used to really enjoy. Okay, so I sent in my worker unit to take a look at his base and see what he was doing. And I could see that he had already started a second base. Now, one of the things I like to do now when I see such a thing is that I build on two units. I like to do the bio ball a lot, which of course is your Marines, your Marauders, and I also have now thrown in Reapers into my game to help me out in taking on, these type of opponents. If you could attack on several levels, then you can really hurt your opponent. So as you can see, he's got a volley of Zerglings, and he's about to go in and, oh, nope, he didn't. He went right back. I don't actually remember how this game went, but I do know that, I ended up pulling off the win. So as you can see in my base, trying to put together my bio ball for him, and as he's getting his group together. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 18 over here in this spot, and he's just mining away. Let me go to the tab here on the unit count. He's got 28 to my 20. So I've got 20 SUVs and he's got 28 drones. So he's trying to lock in. He's trying to spread his creep all over the board. And he's got these Zerglings over here. He's got 16 Zerglings. I think a lot of the opponents are trying to do exactly what another player, he's a very famous player, does. His name is, I think it's Spanishiwa. And he builds a lot of queens to get his hives going, hatcheries going, so that they just continue to spew out Zerglings and other units in which the Zerg use in order to, accomplish overwhelming your base. And as you can see, he's put up 3 spine crawlers. And he's just at it with me right now. He's got now 36 drones and 21. Okay, here's attack. He chose an attack, but as you can see, I've already put together a great amount of Reapers. They're already in his base, and they're doing their work on him right now. So, my advice to you when going against the Zerg sometimes is try to mix up your units. Hit them all the time. I don't let anybody sleep, whether it's the Protoss or the Zerg, because once they go on a rampage, it is very hard to stop them. So you're going to see that in many of my games. I call them ball victories. Yes, I have lost several times. I am not the best, but, practice. Somebody said recently to me, I was playing with him on his team, the famous Huck, and he says, don't play to win. He said, play to learn. Play to learn. Play to learn the game, all right? Don't play to win. So here we go. We're going to wrap up this portion of this game, and I'll try to continue it, okay? All right.